Hey stone lovers, it's time for another drop and we have some beautiful stones to show you. And this month in particular, earrings, delicious, delicious earrings. We also have a few bliss necklaces, a new infinity, and a celebration. We can't wait to show you everything, and all the pieces will drop on Saturday the 22nd at 9 a.m. I'm going to show you all of the bliss necklaces first. This is a style that we call bliss. It's very similar to the other style, happiness necklace, but the happiness necklace has lots of different stones, different colors on it, and the bliss necklaces are one solid collection of the same type of stone. This particular one is all really rich, gorgeous Zambian amethyst. Most delicious, deeply saturated, yet just the perfect amount of light coming into the stone. This particular piece has a sliding bead that gives you the ability to adjust the length of the stone, or the length of the necklace. And I'm going to go ahead and try one on for you. Necklaces have the ability to change in lots of range. You can wear it really long, or sliding that up all the way to the shortest and anywhere in between. And then we have these really delightful dangles, which feels lovely just dancing across your back. Next is this gorgeous chrysocolla, beautiful chrysocolla. So this is chrysocolla with a really high silica content, so it's nice and strong. A quartz content, excuse me, basically the same thing, but quartz content that allows this chrysocolla to be very durable. Like the hardness on the Mohs scale is the same as a quartz. It's a little bit of a misnomer because inside of the chrysocolla we have a little bit of malachite, a little bit of azurite, and possibly shattuckite, because some of the chrysocolla that's coming out of this particular place in Namibia has gorgeous shattuckite inclusions also. Next, aquamarine. And if you're hearing those little squeak, squeak, squeaks, you gotta check out our helpers over here. This is the beautiful Coda, who you're mostly hearing the vocals of, because he's just a good boy. And Ruby, of course, most of you know, our CHO, our Chief Happiness Officer, Ruby, even though she's matured into something more like the fun police in her terrier, in her beautiful terrier way. Here's this beautiful aquamarine piece. All of this aquamarine is out of Angola, Africa. Mostly these pieces have this beautiful way of bending the light so that it's luminescent blue color in lots of different shades. This particular one is a lighter shade of blue and more translucent than some of the other pieces of aquamarine that we cut. The bliss and aquamarine. Next, we have a celebration piece. Celebrations are one of my favorite things to wear, one of my most worn styles. And so this particular celebration is out of beautiful peach pink Botswana agate, and all of the agate swirls and different geometrical patterns inside of these stones is really just phenomenal. One of the most delightful ways, most common ways I like to wear my celebration is just simply to wrap it around the neck like that and let it drape down the front of my body. I wear these like I might be out working all day and I have on jeans and a t-shirt or shorts. So I'll just put one of these on to go out into the world, and it gives me that extra feeling of being dressed up even though I'm in my grubbies, and it always feels good to have the stones on the body. This particular one, again, is Botswana agate, a beautiful peach pink Botswana agate, and we have some matching earrings for you later. Next, I really want to show you a piece that's extra special for me. This particular piece that I have on, I call an infinity. I started on this piece, I would say, over 20 years ago. It started as a few beads that I had collected, and then I would add on to it. Finally, it became like a full necklace, and eventually I turned it into one of my all-time favorite pieces I've ever made. All in greens, and I know I've shown you another piece a couple of months ago that I made, but this is my infinity piece, which has been one of my most precious and most loved pieces in my life. I've made for the first time another one, all in greens. The base of this is all the most gorgeous chrysoprase out of Australia, but also beyond that, this piece has peridot and amazonite and serpentine and citrone chrysoprase and mitralite and moldavite and tourmaline and aquamarine, jade, don't forget that one. So many different gorgeous stones on this piece and a beautiful clasp to attach it. This piece can be worn in so many different ways. One of my favorite ways is just to let it lie like it is, as long as it is. Sometimes when I have a collared shirt like I have on today, I like to tie it in a little knot right here so that it stays inside of the collar of the shirt, but we can still see all of the beauty of the beads all connected in their color and form. Another way, the way that I just had mine on, I'm not going to take off the clasp because I can just slip it over my little itty bitty head, but most of you will probably need to unclasp it to wrap it twice. I love this style. Sometimes I twirl it around so that it's all woven together, but I also like it when it's just sitting side by side, both like this and where the top notch comes down, and when I have something a little lower cut than this, that it can go down. But that is not all. One of the other ways that I have really loved wearing this piece is as a bracelet. Now, this is not the kind of bracelet that most people are going to be wearing on a daily basis, but I find that it's so delicious to wear out to a concert or to some art gallery show or something like that, to have this amazing array of stones, heavy yet rich upon my wrist, and all of the colors and the textures, and of course, very one of a kind and unique like you. So finally, we're on to all of the lobe love. We're loving up all of our earlobes. I'm going to start today with this gorgeous pair of South African tiger's eye earrings. Tiger's eye to me is one of the majesties of the mineral kingdom. I feel like stone has kind of been not honored in the way that it could be, just because it's been considered sort of an inexpensive stone, or it's been mined and sent to China and then mass produced into things. But the integrity and the beauty of this stone is so phenomenal. The ability to cut it in a way where it shows its most delight. And these pair of earrings do that. So it just captures and sends the light in such a gorgeous way. These particular pair are little roundish pendant forms with two beads dangling. When you're wearing the earrings, there's so much play in the way that they can capture the light and move with you. Beautiful South African tiger's eye. This is a different style. We call this the little barrel shape. It's a nice earring for an everyday earring. Nice and light. Orange chalcedony. This particular stone is Namibian orange chalcedony. My nickname for it is the orgasm stone, because of the fire in the belly, the life force, the creativity that orange chalcedony always reminds me of and speaks to my spirit about. I have been waiting to show you this pair of gorgeous Botswana agate. These are peach Botswana agates. They are butterflies of each other, which means that the stone at one time was together like this, and then I cut it open so that you could see both of the patterns reflected in each other. These are on sterling silver with a single bead above them. Gorgeous translucence inside of the peach part of the agate itself, and gorgeous complement with this month's celebration piece. Those will look so good together. Baltic butter amber. This particular material came out of Lithuania. Butter amber is 30 to 60 million year old fossilized tree resin from conifer trees. That's really old, first of all. This stone is incredibly light. As a matter of fact, it floats onto the shores of Lithuania from the Baltic Sea. I don't know how much of it is actually extracted that way anymore, but when we cut it like this into earrings, it has a tendency over time to age into this beautiful patina where you really get to see the swirls and the different activity that's happening inside the stone become more pronounced, like copper patinas into something really beautiful. Baltic amber also does that, and sometimes it takes a really long time for it to happen. Like us, we age into the best aged wine. The same thing with our Baltic amber. The other thing with Baltic amber is it's incredibly light. For anyone who has any issues with heavier earrings, Baltic amber is a good choice. Prehnite from Australia, incredible saturation inside of this yellow prehnite. I've cut much of it over the 30 years I've been cutting, and this particular saturation, this bright yellow, it's incomparable. It's really unique and wonderful. These are barrel shapes, and so they're going to be a little lighter and smaller on the ear. Of course, you can see the difference between the ones I have on today. Gorgeous prehnite from Australia. This stone is kind of an enigma still. We don't know much about it. Last year in my forage to Tucson Gem Minerals show, someone had found this stone as a new find right in the Pacific Northwest, border of Washington and Idaho, I believe. They're calling it green dream. Hopefully this year I'll get a better idea of the chemical composition of the stone, but it is really strong. It looks more like serpentine, but it's much harder than that. And it has this beautiful dendritic pattern that runs through it and a really unique color in the mineral world. Just a beautiful olivey green. That's our prancing boy in the background, Coda being a good boy. Next, we have these gorgeous tourmalines. Check out this green tourmaline. The triangular shape of this pendant piece on the bottom is the shape of the tourmaline crystal itself. There's a lot of different colors happening. There's almost a little bit of pink happening in the center of this tourmaline, but like a tri-tourmaline, like lots of different colors. Again, when we have the two beads with the pendant piece at the bottom, it really makes for a lot of movement in the earring and bringing it to a nice length. Here's another pair of green tourmaline. Same line, same place, Nigerian tourmaline. This pair is a little different. We've only added one bead here, so it gives you the option of having something that is just a little bit shorter in length. Gorgeous green tourmaline from Nigeria. The next pair I'd love to show you goes well with my outfit, but you can also see I love chrysoprase. We love chrysoprase. This is a beautiful pair of chrysoprase, Australian chrysoprase earrings. Again, we have the two beads and the little paddle dangle at the bottom. These are on gold fill, so you can see how nice when we're moving, the movement of the stones and their ability to move with the body. I've always loved chrysoprase, and one of the things I've learned over all the years of being with chrysoprase is it's such a foundational stone for me. I've always called it the stone to help heal the broken heart, and when I say that, I'm not necessarily talking about the broken heart of lost love or the trials and tribulations that we face as being humans on this planet, which Lord knows that's enough. But also the broken heart, like an original broken heart, that we're not connected, that we are somehow separate from Source. Like Ram Dass said, the longest journey we'll ever take is from here to here. And in my cosmology, that's like the journey from the understanding or the Maya, the illusion that we're separate. And that when we come here, we have a deep understanding, not just a knowledge of, but a deep understanding, a somatic understanding that we're all one and we're all connected. And to me, chrysoprase really helps hold that. So you see how light and translucent this pair was, and how this pair is actually incredibly super saturated to the place where it doesn't really have any translucence, just a little bit of translucence. Beautiful little barrel bead of the deepest, darkest, saturated, but still bright apple green chrysoprase from Australia. These are one-of-a-kind little barrel earrings. In the barrel shape earrings, these are the first, I think the very first pair of barrel shaped earrings that I ever made inside of this kind of new find for me. Also, it's an aqua aventurine. We've worked blue aventurine, we've worked green aventurine. I mean like forest green aventurine. But this aventurine has this blue-green tinge to it, and it has that adventuring sparkle going on in its life. I love this color, the shape, the size, everything about these earrings are just amazing. Amazonite. These might be the smallest little pendant shapes that I've ever made to go on a pair of earrings. These are very delicate and the color is exceptional. This is Russian Amazonite. The depth of this color of Amazonite is just fantastic. This is a unique pair of Amazonites like has never been made in the studio. In the 30 years I've been cutting, I have never made a pair of earrings like this. So, Russian Amazonite. Next is this spiderweb chrysocolla. So it's chrysocolla, but has something going on in the formation of it, like spiderweb, cooperite formation running through there. And the cooperite has a red color to it, a very deep, earthy red color to it, almost brown. You can see the length of these and how delightful they will look with this other chrysocolla. Even though the patterning is a little different, it's just that amount of difference that makes it look really fabulous together. One other incredibly special pair of earrings, very new to us, even though it's been maybe 15 years since I received the material. These are that Japanese float glass. I told the story about a number of months back, and supposedly the float glass turns this color over time being in the sea. And in these earrings you can see that there's just a slight curvature to the stone, and that's the natural curvature of the float itself. And so we've just cut those earrings to be in relationship to the beauty of that original form that it came from. Peruvian blue opal. It's rare that I have a pair of pendant style earrings in Peruvian blue opal. I can count maybe on one hand, maybe 1.5 hands, how many I've made over the last 15, 20 years. Gorgeous material. This comes from the high Andes in Peru, and there's just no stone quite like it in its color. This has been a big teacher for me. Peruvian blue opal has been such a teacher in my life, and I hope continues to be a teacher for all of us. The next piece I'd like to show you are another Peruvian beauty, Amazonite. Some of my favorite Amazonite, even though I'm so attracted to those deep, juicy greens and blue greens, there's nothing like this robin's egg blue Amazonite from Peru. The color of it is so angelic and gorgeous, and these beautiful round moon-shaped earrings, just one dangle, so they're not so long, and they're just beautiful Amazonite. I have like a little saying that comes with Amazonite: Amazon women unite, Amazon women unite. Like we're stirring our cauldrons. We're stirring our cauldrons of what women know, and that we can have the courage to stand true to what we know in our bodies and we know about the earth itself, and honoring life. Aquamarine. Those of you who know me well know that aquamarine maybe is the stone I wear most often in my world. In my cosmology, aquamarine has always spoken to me as being a stone of courage, the stone that helps call me forth to really stand in that truth that we're talking about with the Peruvian blue opal and the Amazonite. But aquamarine is a little different. I think when I think of the word courage, oftentimes in the West, there's a kind of a connotation to courage that it feels like bravery or some kind of honorific, like da, 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 the bugles, the charge, you know, like stepping even out of what we think we can do, which is, you know, true. But for me, courage, the root of that word being coeur, is the French word for heart. So there's something really big about being still based in our hearts while we're stepping into these places of new thresholds or things that rock any vulnerabilities that we have around, or I have around my conditioning or our conditioning. And aquamarine has been the stone for me, besides the fact that, God, this is not the most gorgeous color ever. Beautiful Angolan aquamarine. Both of these are really similar in color. This shape is a little more round, a little more heavy, and then this pair is a little bigger in size and presentation. Hold both of them up too, so you can see the difference in the two pairs of aquamarine earrings that we have for you here today. And with this aquamarine, wouldn't it be lovely to be wearing with this beautiful bliss necklace? They go delightfully together. Next is Afghani lapis. This is the most gorgeous, beautiful, bright, elegant lapis that's available. I mean, it's truly the color of it, the brightness of the stone, the inclusions, everything about this stone is just really delicious. Again, we have two beads and the dangles that creates all that movement. Afghani lapis, which is a stone that's always spoken to me of the cosmos and the Akashic records and wisdom that's available in all that has been since the beginning of time. Like, to me, lapis has been one of those stones that helps embody the understanding that there is access to, like, if everything is energy, that it all reinforms everything all the time. So all that wisdom is still available to us in every moment. And lapis to me feels like it's a real connection stone for that. This is Turkish purple jade. So it's not a pure jade. It has about a 70%, I think, in the actinolite world. The color of it is exceptional. It's gorgeous, like a muted mauve purple, and very, very hard and durable. Turkish purple jade. Zambian amethyst. So look at the color of those, and here we have another pair of this barrel shape, which is very elegant for the size that it is, and it would go so beautifully with the newest bliss necklace. So Zambian amethyst set. The next pair of earrings is another really new stone, and interestingly enough, it's from the same miner who found the Green Dream, is also the one who's found this new stone called hyacinth. It is a very hard stone and has like a porcelain nature, so I would say it's about a 7 in hardness, but it has this very different quality to it than other jaspers. This pair are butterflies, so the stone was together, and when I cut it down the middle so that we had mirror finishes to one another. There is a gorgeous pendant that has the same patterning on it as these do, which is just a fabulous set together. Dusty gray, unique, and new type of stone. Next, sugilite from the Kalahari Desert of South Africa. Beautiful purple color. It has like a little manganese inclusion here. These are on gold fill. And here's what they look like and the length on the body. Sugilite, often I've called it the love stone of the new age, here to help us learn unconditional love. And I was thinking of it this morning, thinking of all the lessons that sugilite has helped me learn over the years in overcoming or being able to be with my vulnerability, which feels to me like working with the ego, not grandizing the ego and not trying to throw the ego away, but understanding its role in life and what its purpose is, and not letting it be the boss, but using it for what it's worth and what it's effective at. So sugilite, the love stone of this age that we're in. Moonstone. Moonstone pendant earrings. These are another one. I don't make a lot this size, and they're just really exceptional in color. They're blue, purple flashes of color. They have excellent movement, which will help with the light catching. Some of my absolute favorite stone, I know I say that often, but there are some that I wear really often, and moonstone is definitely one of them. When I think of it, I think of like Moonstone's purpose is like helping be the big wave rider in the emotional seas. So being a master of being with emotion, riding emotion, and understanding again like the purpose it has so that we can have these full, juicy lives. Next, here is this dendritic agate, Pacific Northwest. This particular stone came into my life so many years ago. I can't remember precisely where it came from. So if there's any stone lovers out there who remember the source of this particular dendritic agate, please feel free to let me know. Out of the hundreds and hundreds of agates I have from the Northwest and all over the world, sometimes it's hard to remember, especially when it was 25 years ago or more, where the things came from. The black and white dendritic agate, beautiful in its formation. This is how it would look on in the length and how it would look on the body. And these particular pair are on sterling silver. So that's our drop for this month. All of those delicious earrings for Lobe Love, some bliss necklaces, a celebration, infinity will be dropping on the website on Saturday the 22nd at 9 a.m. So looking forward to seeing what everyone loves out there. Thank you, stone lovers. We love you, we miss you, and hope we get to see you soon.